Hey guys, it's Pandorah here and thanks for watching a new video. The video is basically going to be me playing Resto Shaman with different comps against a variety of comps. So I'm going to be playing some Shadow Play, some RLS versus comps such as KFC, Triple DPS, RMP, etc. And I'm going to just basically do a talkthrough of what I do and why, and what my team does and why. So hopefully it'll help you and your team if you're running the same comp, or maybe just generally help you at Shaman. But just before I start that, I'd just like to say that on the channel, the videos that I'm going to be uploading are going to be guides like this one, more specific guides. So for example, RLS versus RMP strats, and more in detail talk over of what we do and why, etc. I'm going to be uploading some clips with music, just some gameplay, maybe some gameplay with Skype. But if you have any requests for specific videos you'd like to see, then please just post it in the comments and I'll see what I can do. But other than that, thanks for watching and I hope this video helps you. Okay, this first game is Shadow Play versus RMP. If I just slow the video down here. Basically, at the start of the game, I like to get Earth Shield on myself, Riptide on myself, and get Stoneclaw Totem down with the glyph for the Azor, because most of the times RMP open on me. However, they can open on the Warlock, but if the Warlock positions his portal right, he can port back to you and you don't really need to have Earth Shield on him at the start. They do open on me in this game here, and as you can see, they're really cheap shots and they open really hard on me. My Priest's grip does fail there because he grips into Nova by mistake, and they are putting a lot of pressure onto me, so I instantly Stone Form and also Health Stone and NS. I like to pop my cooldowns quite early against this comp because they do quite a lot of pressure and I don't want to use Spirit Link that early. I fake both the kicks and I try and heal myself back up here while trying to kite to the tomb in front of me. And at the moment I'm just focusing on trying to interrupt the mage as much as possible. I didn't interrupt that one because I got a hex onto the priest full with no trinket, which allows us to get the pressure, and the mage couldn't dispel it because he had to block there because we were getting so much pressure onto the mage. My priest then MDs the mage out of block, but the mage also dispels their priest, and I quickly tremor my priest out of the fear. My warlock gets full blind here with no trinket, and I'm switching Earth Shield on my priest at the moment because they're getting hard pressure onto him. I'm trying to line the sight here. I put down Grandin Totem in case of a deep freeze, but he doesn't deep freeze, he just tries to Ring of Frost me. I instantly dispel my Warlock at a Ring of Frost, and their mage is really dropping out at the same time as their rogue. The mage gets a shield and I'm just trying to spam purge it off, and I managed to get the purge off the shield and my priest Shadowball deaths and the mage goes down. So we're basically really in that comp focusing on the mage as much as possible and trying to get as much damage out on the mage as possible while trying to stop his casts and his CC, etc. This is RLS versus KFC, and we're really trying to get pressure onto the warrior and hunter at the same time with our rogue focusing on the warrior. We started a zap on the pally and the warrior charges in on my warlock. I instantly put Earth Shield on him. I tremor the first fear because there's nothing else to tremor. I get scattered here and I call out for my warlock to eat it, but he can't because he's in Pamid. So I trinket the first trap in order to try stop their pressure. I heal my warlock to full and he jumps off to try teleport. Then the hunter silent shots me. I go for a hex on the pally, but my rogue blinds and the pally trinkets, so then I go for another hex, but the pally line of sights it. At this point I pick my warlock up and run up for another hex. It's only a half hex because of the DR with blind, but still enough for us to get pressure up on the warrior and the hunter. The paladin has no trinket at this point and he pops guardian and he gets half feared. He actually has to bubble under 2 seconds of the fear left because of the amount of damage the warrior's taken. I get monkey stunned here, but it gets broken by dots from the hunter's trap, and we try and carry on getting pressure up on the warrior as the pally picks up the hunter. My warlock here gets thrown down and he's not really taking that much damage at the moment. My rogue redirects a kidney onto the paladin and I get scattered here, but my warlock and rogue were unable to eat it because they're getting so much damage onto the warrior. The paladin's bubble runs out and the warrior's bubble runs out and the paladin gets full feared and the warrior just goes down here. So we're basically just trying to keep up as much damage as possible onto the warrior and as much CC as possible up onto the paladin, while basically trying to off dot the hunter in case of a switch. This is an RLS versus RLS on the Ring of Valor. They get a zap on my warlock and we get a zap on their warlock. I then switch Earth Shield onto myself because I don't want them to open on me that hard here in this map, which they could do, but they do open on my lock, so I instantly switch Earth Shield back and start trying to fake the spell lock from the warlock. I guess he's not going to spell lock me this early, so I stop fake casting and just pick my warlock up. My rogue goes onto their warlock now with a Garrow, and we're trying to get pressure up onto their warlock because he popped Demon Soul. I tremor the first howl when I was going for a hex on the shaman. My rogue gets smoked on, so I run into the smoke and I pick him up here, so he doesn't need to trinket or pop any major cooldowns to get out of that smoke. I do trinket the hex because it gets overlapped with the blinds, some miscommunication by their team there. I then go for a hex onto the warlock here, and luckily for me he spirit links at the exact same time, so it instantly breaks it, but the warlock does trinket as well, so we get a trinket and a spirit link out of it. And I start purging the shaman. The shaman does NS, but I don't manage to purge it in time. I get tremored here for 6 seconds and I get huge damage onto my rogue here, and they actually death call him here, but he still has cheap death, although he does manage to cloak and cut out the smoke bomb just before cheap death procs. The warlock blanket CS's me, so I get 3 casts here, and the rogue's too far away to shadow step kick, plus my rogue half blinded in there to stop pressure. I grounded the fear from the warlock. I'm trying to just stop as many fears as possible, but the shaman actually grounds that shear, so my warlock trinkets the fear in order to keep the pressure up. The rogue does try and switch on to me, but I don't switch earth shield because the switch isn't that good, because the warlock's trying to pill for the shaman. We'll just keep as much damage up on the shaman as possible. I'm trying to keep my rogue up here because he does get kidneyed and my warlock gets feared. I dispel my warlock and I run round with the rogue, and the rogue asked me if he could go in on the shaman, so I said yes. So I followed the rogue round trying to avoid focus kicks best I can, and we do manage to sit on the shaman around this corner and actually kill him. But generally in RLS games, the first team to get the cleanest switch onto the shaman wins. They didn't get a clean switch onto me there because the pills that we had and the one switch that did go onto me, they were under too much pressure. This is a shadow play versus jungle cleave. Me and my warlock instantly get to the pillar, my warlock puts down his port and I get down grounding totem to try ground traps. I always have it down just in case. The hunter's pet's actually too far away to ground down the grounding totem, so my trap actually gets eaten by my grounding, but my priest does still pop dispersion because they pop every cooldown, berserk and all hunters cooldowns. So to try and get max damage on my priest, I pick my priest up around the pillar, and we're really trying to get as much pressure up onto the feral and hunter as possible and try CC the shaman, although we can't CC the shaman that much at the moment because he's too far back. The waterfall goes down in the middle, which means the shaman can't really heal his feral that well, so we're trying to get pressure up on him as much as possible right now. My priest gets a 5-second fear onto 5-second silence onto the shaman, sorry, and the hunter deterrences, but my warlock death goes just before. Now they're going hard onto my priest still because he has no dispersion, and my warlock gets a full clone here. So I'm just trying to keep my priest up best I can. I run out into the middle here to try hex the shaman, but he's line of sight in. I do manage to get the hex though, he does pop out and I get scattered, and I'm about to get a full trap, but my priest instantly MDs it and we kill the hunter. So we're basically just trying to keep as much pressure up on the hunter as possible and the feral, while trying to CC the shaman best we can, but sometimes it's hard to CC the shaman if he's playing too far back, etc. And you do have to go offensive as a shaman sometimes, as you see, and I went for an offensive hex. It did lead to me getting trapped, but the hunter died anyway and I got an MD from my priest. This is a shadow play versus RLS. What you want to try to do at the start is get in combat as fast as possible. My priest runs up and MDs himself into combat, and then we all get into combat together. My priest deaths the scatter shot, and they open hard on me as they would. My priest puts a shield on me and tries to off heal. I dispel my warlock on repentance and silent shot, and they're just trying to get as much pressure up onto me as possible. He smoke bombs here, and I NS before smoke bomb because there's no death knight with necro strikes. I still have to spirit link really fast though because triple DPS is retarded damage, and they put down a second smoke bomb. I pop my Spirit Walker's Grace and jump off the edge here while healing, so I can pick myself up. The hunter goes down, my priest grits me away from the rogue and the ret, and we manage to win the game. So it's basically just about line of sight in the hunter's damage as much as possible and getting the CC onto the ret / rogue as much as possible, and depending on your comp obviously you need a decent amount of pills, and I got a decent amount of off hills from the Shadow Priest and fears, etc. This concludes the video, and I hope this video helped you guys. Like I said at the start of the video, if there's any requests or videos you want to see, then please post in the comments. Otherwise I'll post just some gameplay music or Skype, etc. If you want to see the games that you've seen today with our Skype chat instead of the talk through, please post in the comments as well and I'll upload them. Thanks for watching, I hope this video helped, and don't forget to subscribe.